Okay, so here is figured bass of the day number 9. And this is incorporating both passing and pedal. Each one of these gets more exciting. Next one, you're not going to be able to contain yourself. Okay, so it's good to look at what you have and figure out what kind of 6/4 is going to be used in a specific situation. Right now, we know of a passing 6/4 and a pedal 6/4. The definition of a pedal 6/4 is seen in this measure. The bass note sustains, 5/3 moves to 6/4 and back to 5/3. That is our pedal 6/4. A passing 6/4 fills in as a passing note. So it's approached by step and left by step in the same direction. So do you see here, this G goes to A, which is a 6/4. That A is a passing note between G and B flat. Okay, so now we have one, we're in D minor. This is 4/6/4. This is a pedal 6/4. And we're back to 1 in root position. We go to the 4 chord right here. And you remember how when we do the passing 6/4, we want to think of it as a 3 chord grouping, where 4, in this case, will move to 4/6 through a passing 6/4. So 6/4 means that this is the 5th of the chord. That means it's a DFA chord, so that's a 1/6/4 chord. Okay. We'll come back to that in a minute. And then finally, we get our 5/1 at the end. And the sharp, of course, gives us the leading tone from harmonic minor, which gives us the major 5 chord at the end. Okay, so now we're ready to write. So we have this pedal 6/4, and remember in a pedal 6/4, in the 6/4 you always double the root. So whatever the bass is going to be doubled in another voice. Then I'm just going to write these in just to make it easy to see what's happening. Do you see how 3 goes to 4 and back to 3? So 3 is F, goes to G, and back to 3. That's one neighbor note. 5 goes to 6 and back to 5. Okay, it's going to sound awesome. Okay, so now we're here. We're going to go to the 4 chord in root position. This is just regular old root position triad writing. So we're going to need 2 Gs, a B flat, and a D. So that works very well, taking us there. So this is interesting because you see how here, first measure, we go to 4/6/4 while the bass sustains. And the next measure, the upper 3 voices stay the same as they did on beat 2 of the previous measure, but the bass changes. So rather than going, it goes, okay, which articulates a functional 4 chord. Now, at this point, we want to think of the 3 chord pattern with the passing 6/4. And what is it called that happens between the bass and an upper voice? Do you remember? A voice exchange. Okay, so one voice goes G, A, B flat. Another voice goes B flat, A, G. If you get that in, it will basically set you up so you can't do it wrong. Although I'm sure some of you could find a way. Okay, so now here we've got DFA. So the D will sustain. F is going to have to go here. And here this note can sustain. This comes back here. And we're good. So do you see how these have converged on G? All right, so luckily we don't step up across the bar line. So we don't necessarily have a problem with our voice leading. Let's listen to this measure. Okay, so we had the bass against the soprano, and then with the inner voices. Okay, so from the beginning, okay, now we're going to go to the 5 chord, which would be A, C sharp, E. Okay, so this D, take down to the C sharp, and this G right here is going to have to split. One will go down to E, the other voice will go up to A. Next semester, we'll actually learn about the 5/7 chord, and in this spot, this G in the soprano could sustain into this measure. It'd sound like this. Which is a great sound, isn't it? Okay, but right now, we're in triad land, which also is super cool. Okay. And then we're on the 5 chord. I want to resolve that leading tone up. D, D, F, A. Why not? Okay, so this sounds pretty great. So that's figured bass of the day number 9. Remember the passing 6/4 has 1, 2, 3 against 3, 2, 1. Here, the pedal 6/4 has a repeated bass note, and you go from 5/3 to 6/4 to 5/3. This gives you the voice exchange. This gives you the double neighbor note. Okay. Next video, we add in the 3rd type, which is the cadential 6/4, which is awesome. Potentially a little confusing, especially in the way people label it, but, you know, I think you can handle it. Or at least most of you can. All right, see you in a bit.